Well, our FDA is asleep at the wheel. They have not been looking at these chemicals in the last 50 years since they've been invented. Even in the last 10 years, the FDA just recently admitted that they have not looked at the safety studies of red dye number 40, for example, or the fact that they haven't looked at red number 3, which has been banned in cosmetics. You can't use it in lipstick, but it's still allowed in food. It's been banned for over 34 years, but the FDA still allows it in food. So we have this situation right now where our FDA is extremely riddled with conflicts of interest that prevent them from acting. And now we are finally seeing leadership at that national level coming in and talking about these issues in a way that I've never seen before. You know, I've been working on these food issues for a very long time. And now is our chance to get American companies to stop poisoning us with ingredients they don't use in other countries in the exact same product that they serve here in America. In Gatorade, in Doritos, in Cheetos, in Cinnamon Toast Crunch, in Kellogg's Fruit Loops. All of those brands use chemicals that are banned or heavily regulated in other countries. In Europe, they require a warning label that looks like a cigarette type warning label on a product that has artificial food dyes. But here in the United States, parents don't know the truth about how artificial food dyes affect their children and their brains, and the fact that they're riddled with carcinogens, things that cause cancer. And this is something that we have to stop if we're going to look at the root cause of chronic disease in this country.
Vani, I have to ask, you said for over 30 years. How does that happen? How has the FDA been able to do this and no politician, no advocacy group has been able to change it?
There's been a lot of advocacy groups that have been on the right side of history, and there's been a lot of advocates like myself and everybody that stands behind me that I call the Food Babe Army. But until now, we have not seen emphasis on these additives from a national level, from a national leadership level like RFKJr has proposed. You know, I had the opportunity to sit with him at the Senate and give testimony, and when he heard my testimony, I could see he gets these issues. And he said something so profound after that, on that day, which is, if another foreign nation was doing this to us, it would be considered an act of war. This is really terrible that we allow food companies to riddle our food system with additives that have little to no safety data behind them. They don't have third-party checks. They're allowed to create these chemicals to improve profits, but not improve our health. When the FDA is dismantled, when the conflicts of interest are taken out, we can change this. We can actually require food companies to provide safety data before they introduce a new additive into the food supply. And we have to close this GRAS loophole that exists that allow companies to do this. And GRAS stands for generally regarded as safe. But the problem with that is the food companies themselves look at the safety data and they submit it, and they basically get it rubber stamped by the FDA. And so this is a situation where we've allowed the food companies to go largely unregulated, and now we see the disastrous rates of disease on our health in America. The reason why we feel so much better when we go to another country to eat is because of these food additives. You know, they're called food additives, but they don't actually add anything to our lives. They actually take away years.
So, Vani, from a health standpoint, what would a U.S. ban on ingredients like food dyes or pesticides that you and I are talking about actually look like? What would it do to our food system?
Well, number one, it would improve it. I think less children would be on Adderall and Ritalin as a result, because these artificial food dyes cause hyperactivity in children. This has been shown in 16 out of the last 24 peer-reviewed studies to show harm towards children. So this is one thing that would happen immediately. I think if parents listening to this is the one thing that I would urge you to do, is stop buying products with artificial food dyes. Stop buying Fruit Loops. Stop buying Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Stop buying Doritos and these other food products that have artificial food dyes, when these companies have figured out how to take these additives out overseas. It's un-American, it's unethical, and it's hypocritical that these food companies do it. And it's up to us. The American people have the greatest hope for change. We can actually change these food companies faster. After we started a boycott on Kellogg's Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops has gone down on the grocery store shelves by 54% in sales in the last 12 weeks.
I do want to look at a few specific popular foods when you put the ingredients in the U.S. side by side with their UK version. So let's do that. The list is starkly different for things like McDonald's French fries, Heinz ketchup, even oatmeal. The U.S. list is always longer by a lot. Why?
Well, the reason is because of these food additives that the food company has created to improve the bottom line of their pockets, but not improve American health. And so we have to put a stop to this. We should require food companies, if they make a safe product, make it for all their customers, regardless of what country they live in.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.